Hey, welcome back, friends. TechTail here, coming in with a pretty decent set of levels right here. I just got 50 fletching. I was just doing this while editing up the last episode. This is kind of what I was working on last episode, but also got up to 60 wood cutting while I was cutting all these willow logs. Now, 50 fletching, not a huge deal, but I do have access to maple short bows now, so I'm debating whether or not to switch over to maples or not. And as you can see, 60 wood cutting, I'm almost at 61. This is where I'm going to be thinking about getting a dragon hatchet. I do have 60 magic, so I believe I could go kill some Dagonoth Rex, maybe get a little bit of bossing in this week. We'll go ahead and see what happens, but that's probably what the plan's going to be. Doing some questing, doing some dungeoneering, and probably going to Dagonoth Rex at some point with a god staff that I will also be getting. Just finishing up a bit over 2 hour long dungeon here. Basically what happened is I got like 200,000 GP, and I actually had like 4 farming patches all relatively close to each other, so figured I'd do some herblore training. Did not know what I was getting myself into. Basically, the way you train up herblore in Dungeoneering is you farm all of the seeds, get all the herbs, and then you make the potions like 10 at a time, because you obviously have a couple things in your inventory still. It's not the fastest way in the world to get oh, it's already Valerian potion, whoops. It's not the fastest way in the world to get herblore experience, but honestly I don't have any other way to get herblore experience at all on this Ultimate Ironman account, so this is probably what I'm gonna actually be doing a decent amount for my herblore experience. It's really slow, but I can't think of any other way to do it due to the fact that I'm not using any auras. Do want to mention I did get 43 herblore, and one thing I'm going to have to look into is farming, because I'm going to be needing some of the higher level herbs pretty soon. Magebane is at 51, Featherfoil at 62. Yeah, not 100% sure how I'm going to get the farming up. Probably going to look into doing that in between dungeoneering floors if I can come up with a way of getting seeds really quickly. Might be able to buy some seeds or something like that. But gonna look into getting some more farming levels so I can keep training up herblore in dungeoneering if possible. Just wanted to come in after my first day of Soul Obelisks. These actually take a decent amount of time just because not as many people are doing them as when Menaphos obviously first came out and like everybody was doing them. So it takes a little bit longer to actually find the worlds. Also, because I'm an Ultimate Ironman, I am having to fish my own food, so I have to go fish occasionally so that I don't be constantly dying. That would just not be a fun way of doing Soul Obelisk, and I need to do the fishing and cooking experience anyway. One thing to note though is, first off, I did get 25,600. 4,000 of this was already from completing the quest, so I got about 22,000 just from doing the Soul Obelisk as well as the Scarabs. Scarabs also are giving me a decent amount of Slayer experience, so I'll get a little bit of Slayer experience from those. Also, fishing and cooking is very nice. One thing to note is once I get 52 fishing, I can actually just stay in Menaphos and get the Desert Souls. That's probably going to be the best fish anyway at 52 fishing. So that's probably going to be the new plan after that. And I probably get a decent amount of Slayer levels just from killing the Scarabs every single day. Do need to get a decent amount of reputation. If you look at the city reputation, Fight Club is 250,000. So it's at least probably 2 weeks worth of doing this, and then after that I'll possibly go for tier 10 in all of these different districts. Not 100% sure what my goals are going to be there. I won't be showing you this every single day either. This is just for the first day. I'll figure out what my plans are and probably come back to you at some point later this episode. Got a decent milestone in dungeoneering. Did get 50 dungeoneering. Not a whole lot unlocked from getting to 50 dungeoneering except for shifting tombs, I guess, but decent level at least. I do want to continue doing more dungeoneering. For right now, I'm going to be leaving this floor. Have been training up some crafting and got a farming level randomly, I guess. But crafting is the main thing that I have been getting while doing dungeoneering. Hopefully going to be able to get a decent level. I would assume I can get up to level 75 crafting eventually from dungeoneering. That way I don't have to do any temple trekking for Dungeoneering, because temple trekking sucks. I've been doing a lot of daily stuff since we last talked. Mining, I got up to 50 just from a smithing challenge, smithing daily, and then just was doing some sandstone mining in the meantime, just while I was running around Menifos and had a couple minutes. Did get up to 50 smithing from that smithing daily as well, and I have been just doing Menifos dailies mainly, just doing the obelisks, and that got me a decent amount of fishing and cooking levels, as well as actually getting me slayer levels because of the scarabs. Scarabs actually give you a decent amount of slayer experience at the lower levels, so this has actually been leveling up my slayer a little bit, so I should be able to just do this as a daily and get up to a higher slayer master. I might be able just to start right at Summona or Curadel or someone like that. That would be absolutely insane to skip over the lower level Slayer Masters that have really bad tasks. As you can see, it does let you get up to Xanaris right away, which isn't horrible tasks, but they do have some bad ones. But if I can get up to Summona, that would be pretty decent and actually lets me get a Slayer Mask up. I'm not really going to be worried about it for right now, but getting at least 35 would be nice. 50 would be optimal, just skipping right past the lower level Slayer Masters. And of course, have me getting reputation. I am debating actually doing some shifting tombs now that I have the shifting tombs feather and gold buff. This is just going to increase the amount of gold that I get from it, and I need to get a soul talisman at some point anyway, so I might want to grind out a little bit of that just for some reputation, as well as I think it's like 1 or 2 million GP per hour. So that would be very nice on an Ironman account, and did get a couple of runecrafting levels from the obelisks as well. Okay, so it looks like you do need a couple levels to actually go into shifting tombs. I already do have 50 agility and dungeoneering, but I'm going to need 50 thieving and construction. I have been doing a little bit of thieving, just opening some doors. I'll show you that in a couple seconds. But I need to get a couple more levels, and I do want to complete the Lost Her Marbles quest now that I'm 41, so that I can get a slightly more efficient way of training thieving. And construction, I have no idea how I'm going to train construction up to level 50. I mean, it's only 100,000 experience. I could probably just cut some oak logs and just do that. But I do want to get shifting tombs unlocked, because that seems like something I'm going to want to unlock at some point anyhow. And I also need 75 construction at some point anyhow as well. So I'm going to look into the best way of training up construction with this account really quick. We are finally coming in with 50 construction here. So pretty good level, but it was a rough 50 construction. I think it took like 3 hours maybe to get up to 50 construction, and that was including doing god statues from I think 24 or 26, something like that. Including god statues, that's why I have a prayer level as well. But yeah, like 3 hours for the low levels of construction, it's not boding well. I mean, it wasn't too bad. 3 hours of construction training, whatever. Just the fact that you have to manually chop all the logs, then go to the sawmill person and make the planks, which I did leave my house in Taverley because it's kind of overpowered. There's a sawmill guy right here, or right here, a plank maker. It's kind of really good to be right there, but honestly, you have to just chop oaks way over there, run back one inventory at a time, make planks, run into your house, make 3 larders and a oak table. Yeah, it's not a fast way of training construction, and I can't really think of a better way to train construction off the top of my head. So that's something we're going to have to be looking into in the future, trying to come up with a better way of training construction, because maybe 30,000-40,000 experience per hour, that's going to be a long trek to 99. And honestly, that seems like one of the best ways, assuming that I don't just get planks or get logs manually from Slayer monsters or something like that. Prayer getting up to close to 53, and probably is going to do god statues as soon as I can next month, because we're getting pretty close to the end of the month this month. I was just waiting till the last second to do all the god statue stuff so I can get the maximum amount of construction experience. But what that means is we just need to get 50 thieving, and I should be able to get that pretty quick. Not too bad of a level to get up to. This should be level 50 Thieving, which is the last level that we actually needed to get into the Shifting Tombs. So that's very nice. I just got literally all the levels from like level 15 up to level 50 by just going to these doors, hopping to a new world, opening up the doors again. Realistically, I should have probably gone over here and started using the coaching or advanced pickpocketing, whatever you want to call it. But I would have to do the feud quest, and I don't actually have a weapon on me right now. I'm trying to keep as minimalistic of a inventory as possible. Because I want to get into some more Dungeoneering eventually, so I wouldn't actually be able to execute the feud quest without a decent weapon, so we're just kind of skipping over questing for right now. Kind of disappointed that I'm not getting into much questing this episode, but just kind of the way it's working because I want to be accessible to go into Dungeoneering whenever I want to. But this, like I said, should be the last level to get into Shifting Tombs. We'll check really quick. Looks like it's about wrapping up point, but I do have access to Shifting Tombs now. One thing I didn't realize is that there is a tier level with this, so I'm not going to be getting the 1 million GP per hour that I was expecting to get. It's more like 50 to 100,000 GP with the tier 1. But that being said, still planning on doing this for the Soul Talisman, just so that when I get up to that level that I need the Soul Talisman, I will already have it. And honestly, this is a decent way of getting a reputation grind in. Plan on doing the majority of it with the obelisks, but might as well do this when I am still needing some reputation. But this is about where I'm going to be finishing up the episode. So if you guys all enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button, also hit the subscribe button so you can see all my future content. And also, if you have anything to say, leave a comment down below. As always though, have a good one.